Yeah, I think we should. No, I think we should just check in with them if there's anything new. I go to like Springfield Clinic as an eye clinic, and I've been going there for years. She's a Sacramento, Robin Valenti. Yes, my kids went to her. Yeah, and she's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like every year I'm going to see her.
Not Trans Am stuff. No. Big luxury venue.
He's in the Burt Reynolds, like, 1970 T-top.
Sally Field.
It was actually not as bad as I would have about. I told McKinsey, decent kids. All right, the House Insurance Committee is back in. We are going to call House Floor Amendment 1 to House Bill 4160 with Representative Katz-Moll. Representative, please, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Chair. Spokesperson, we are back on House Bill 4160, which we discussed previously in committee. This is the bill that would establish the right to appraisal as an element of auto insurance contracts. The amendment that we have on the floor right now would narrow the scope of the legislation to focus just strictly on that right, more akin to what was done in Texas. We have ongoing negotiations for additional terms that both the auto repair industry and the insurance industry is interested in, but want to keep the bill moving forward and get this amendment officially on the record. Thank you for your consideration. I think there's a couple of witnesses who are willing to both testify and answer questions, and I am as well. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Representative. Real quick before we get to that, we have 66 proponents and 4 opponents. Of the 66 proponents, includes individuals as well as AASPI, Gold Coast Auto Body, the Alliance of Automotive Service Providers of Illinois, forgive me, Collision Solution, Boyce Body Works, and again, other individuals. And then of the 4 opponents, we have 3 really from APCIA, and 1 individual may have misslipped from AASPI. So with that, the 2 gentlemen at the tables, both here for testimony as well. feel free, fight between the two of you and do a thumb wrestle. And Mr. Madeir, if you want to introduce yourself, you can go first.
Will do. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Eric Madeir.
And forgive me, Eric, one moment. I'm so sorry. I was reading from the underlying bill. Thank you so much to staff for pointing out. For the amendment, we have 8 proponents, including AASPI, and then two opponents. Again, ASPCI and the Illinois Insurance Association. Thank you. Mr. Madeir, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Eric Madeir on behalf of APCI, the American Property Casualty Insurance Association. We have been working with the representative on the bill. There are still some changes that are necessary to be made. We're opposed at this time. The amendment was just filed this week, so we had some more members weigh in on the bill. There are additional changes in terms of adding some definitions and striking some other language. We realize that the committee's meeting next week. We just don't see the need to move this right now. Let's continue to work on the amendment, and the committee's going to meet next week, and let's get the amendment in the right form it needs to be in. But we also understand the process, so that's where we stand at this point, but we look forward to continuing to work with the parties.
And I'll go back to the representative in a minute, but Mr. Fiedler as well, do you have any testimony?
Appreciate it. Again, Kurt Fiedler with AASPI. The amendment before you, I think, is almost like 90% to an agreed bill. It's like most of the changes, actually, we've accepted Mr. Madeir's and the insurance industry's suggested changes. So again, looking forward to finalizing the last couple of tweaks, but again, I think any further changes are going to be mostly technical in nature. There's maybe a couple of substantive, and if there are, I know we'll be back in committee next week, but the amendment before you is pretty good evidence of the amount of communication and negotiation and agreement that's been made since we first presented the bill.
All right, and before we open up for questions, I'll preempt one of them. Representative, tell us a little bit about your intentions and plans for this bill as we go into deadline week next week so this committee knows what to expect.
There we go. So for just a tiny bit of backstory, this bill actually has been filed since October 15th. And Eric and I have been talking on and off throughout. Appreciate that there are some last minute sort of ideas coming from members, but given the timeline that we're on, that's where we're trying to move today to make sure that we are ready and able to go on the floor. But it is very much our intention to continue these discussions. If we can turn another amendment, we will. But it's really the belated nature of some of the members' objections that is making it important to keep moving forward right now.
So I'll be more explicit, Representative. We always in this committee we're asking, are you looking to move forward onto the floor for the possibility of moving to third reading, or is this a commitment to hold on second and bring it back? What's the request of this committee?
We want to go to the floor, and if necessary, we'll go to third, but we are definitely happy to do another amendment if they can finish their work over the weekend.
All right, with that, I'll open up for questions of the committee. Spokesman.
Thank you. And Representative, thank you for the conversation we had last week about this. I appreciate it. We went through a lot of different scenarios and reasons for my concern on what's here. And I would offer, I would ask, I would request if we could just hold this off till next week for the sole reason of, I think the measure of goodwill it shows by getting a product in a good place, because we can also sit here next week and do exactly what we're doing today, and there's still a few problems, especially with some of the definitions and some of the can of worms that this opens up for the process that's largely, vast majority, I don't want to put a percentage on it, but 95% of these are flying through no problem. There's no complications. There's no issues. Yes, there's a small subset that needs to be addressed, and I think it'd be in everybody's best interest if we just pushed it off and did that. So more of a comment than anything, but thank you.
Any further discussion? There being no further debate, Representative Olokol moves to recommend that House Floor Amendment 1 to House Bill 4160 be adopted. Is there leave?
Partisan.
Thank you, Spokesman. With partisan leave, there are 10 votes in favor, 0 voting 10 votes in favor, 6 voting opposed, and 0 voting present. House Floor Amendment 1 to House Bill 4160 will be favorably reported to the House floor. There being no further business, the House Insurance Committee shall recess to the call of the chair.